Jaiselanji, our board members, Veeramaniji, and also other members. I am Dr. Appaji, Director General from Pharma Export Promotion Council. With me is my Vice Chairman, Mr. Ashutosh Gupta of our council, and also Sri Bhavin Mehta, who is the Panel Chief of IFEX. IFEX is this International Pharma Exposition which we are launching this year, and that is the main purpose of today's meeting. And as you are aware, this Pharmexil Export Promotion Council is set up by Government of India in 2004. Especially as an agency to promote pharma, because it is a knowledge-based sector. Earlier, pharma was looked up by Chemexil, and with the headquarters in Hyderabad and our offices all over India, there are about 3,000 exporters. Members with Pharmexil, and all big, small, medium, everyone is a member of a Pharmexil, and they get the incentives available from government. Once they are our members, they become eligible and they get the incentives. And right from 2004, when we were formed, that was about 17,000 crores exports of pharma that time. Now, fortunately, with active support from our Committee of Administration and extremely good support from government, and another major thing which we should remember is the most dynamic role of industry. Excellent entrepreneurship in pharma, with skilled work, with skilled, talented people, and dynamic management. Pharma has shown tremendous difference in the last 10 years. And from 17,000 crores in the last 2 years, when we have completed to the March 2012, it was 63,500 crores by March 2012. And this year, by March 2013, we are contemplating to make again 25% growth. As if we see the data that is as part of our efforts, Commerce Ministry, Drugs Controller General India, State Drug Controllers, everybody has become vigilant and clear about the role. And these exports today are even 50% of the total market, total production in India. These 70,000 crores or 75,000 crores, what we are now touching this financial year, is almost equivalent to the same market value of India in domestic market. Yeah, that has thrown a challenge to Indian government, that the size of the industry has grown so much, and also the acceptability of the Indian products have grown so much, that today almost either to total 220 countries and colonies in the globe, our generic formulations, because it is what we have to make clear, that we are not exporters of patented products, and we do not have the capacity for holding or going for patents, and we have developed expertise in the manufacture of patented products. Patented products in the international terminology are called as generic products. That's why India is now known as a giant in the supply of generic drug formulations. In volume terms, if we look into this, not only we are catering into every country of the globe for generics, but in volume terms, we are the largest exporter of formulation, generic medicines in volume terms. But when we go into value terms, country-wise exports, India is far behind. Naturally, because we charge the most competitive price. And we are somewhere about 12th or 13th position if we go into value-wise of exports. Having taken up and realized this thing, Government of India last year has launched a project called Pharma Brand India. Brand India Pharma project. And the government's thinking is that the Indian industry has done very well in the developed markets like US and Europe. But Government of India has rightly taken note that why not we take up Japan, which is having almost 1/3 of total pharma market. There is huge value addition available in Japan. But we could not really make our presence in Japan. And that's why in the CPHA Japan that has happened in March 2012, we have launched a project, that Brand India project. Secretary Commerce Ministry was there, and continuous discussions with drug regulator PMDA, he is Japanese FDA, they were there, and they were explained, and their journalists were brought into, their journalists were invited to India under that exchange program by IBF, and they have been shown our Indian facilities, and FDA officials of Japan were invited, and they have been shown what is happening, and things have started improving over the last 12 months, and the inquiries have started coming from Japan. Similarly, another market which Government of India pharmacy has taken up is China. Huge potential and so much of market penetration.
So currently the negligible as far as when it comes to Japan. And the exports are very negligible to Japan, you would say that?
When we compare our total exports of 13.2 billion,
okay.
I think that is something like 100 million or so, 100 to 200 million.
Okay.
And which is, and when we compare, when we see the capacity and the possibility potential, and that too, whatever we have been exporting are only APIs, okay, not the formulation, generics. Means their mindset is still not clear. They do not think that India is in a position to come up to their expectations.
Okay.
But we tried our best.
Okay.
And we have told that you come to Eisai, the third largest Japanese company, and they have established their facility in India. And you are doing it. You see for yourself, ask your own people. Now even Ranbaxy is part of Daiichi. And you try to know from Daiichi the capabilities of Indian pharma. We try to project it. And that is playing, and of course it will take time, but made lot of
What kind of improvement you could see?
Now, as I said that now very recently, 1 month back, Japanese delegation came, and there were meetings in Bombay and Delhi. Industry is showing interest, Japanese pharma industry, and the editors of Pharma Intelligence, Pharma Market Intelligence, chief editor, and another local popular newspapers, they came and they have started taking up, highlighting this, and Pharmexcel is receiving inquiries from there.
What is the total exports to Japan?
Japan total exports today are, as I said, about 500 billion or so. Not much in my view, but I don't
Actually,
know.
there are two more activities. In the month of April, the drug manufacturers from India, along under FICCI,
CPHA,
going to Japan.
So that's the second time, continuous.
The Osaka drug manufacturers, pharma drug manufacturers association. That is one thing. Secondly, in the month of June, there is going to be a Pharma Japan exposition, for which the Japanese are coming to even Chennai. On the 25th, we are having a road show. We will invite you for that, and they are coming here to showcase Japanese industry. They want Indian companies to join hands with Japanese companies.
But still, but we would say that the road is long enough.
Long enough.
Still, they have shown intentions to open up for the Indian companies, but still very concrete steps have to be taken. That was the reason we launched the Brand India campaign in Japan, so that we can showcase the Indian industry to them.
How big is the market in Japan?
Japan is a very good market.
Second largest in the world.
After here.
About out of these $700 billion, 30% is from Japan.
$700 billion.
Total market is $950 billion is the world pharma market. 950. And Japan gives about 30 to 40%.
Language is the main issue.
That is mainly formulations, API. How is it like the market?
This market is formulation market.
After $950 billion, 30% is
30% is
shares, Japanese
yeah,
shares.
Japan.
It is not there that our industry is not capable. It is only the matter of the mindset.
India is lagging or any other country all over only Japan?
No other country. I think maybe some companies from US are exporting to Japan. Otherwise, they are manufacturing themselves.
They also might be exporting.
Yes, they are.
They are exporters. But we are talking of generic versions.
We are looking
Because most of their market is branded. That is patented
products.
They are patented products. But now Japanese government also is opening up for generics. They are giving incentives to their medical provision, to their pharma companies. They also want to bring down their financial load by going for generic medicines.
So our advantage is competitive prices, and that doesn't matter that much in Japan, is it so?
No, price-wise, absolutely, we are very much well placed throughout the world, including Japan. But Japan is not that price conscious as others. They are capable of even paying a higher price. But their mindset is that will other country or India or other countries, can they match in the quality? That is the one thing.
So, although we are exporting to US, we have highest number of US FDA approved facilities in the world outside US. Initially, US also had inhibitions, but when Indian companies entered with their products, so they welcomed them with open arms. So the procedure has started with Japan, and we believe in coming 2 to 3 years, we will be able to bend their mindset, and we'll be entering that market with a huge market share.
But do you have a target?
See, Commerce Ministry has given us a target of $25 billion to be achieved by 2014. So we are working on that, and as Dr. Appaji rightly said, that all the governments are having a lot of pressures on their financials, and see to it that how having the same finance they can cater to maximum number of people. So what are the options available to them is nothing but to shift to generics, and who are the countries or who are the companies from whom they can buy. That is, India is the answer for them. That is why if you see the clinic, the primary healthcare plan which has been launched by Mr. Obama, is been known as Obamacare. If you have read since you are in media, so it is going to open up almost more than 30 million people are going to be under insurance, and the medicines which will be required is all generics, which will be definitely sourced from India. So our exports are going to see a drastic improvement in another 2 to 3 years time. Plus, there are more than 500 molecules which are going off patent, which is more than $14.2 billion, which is going to take even 20% share of that. We're going to have a very good and excellent growth potential in another 2 years time. And Indian industry has already proved that in quality as well as manufacturing capabilities, we are the best in the world. I guess another 2 years time, we have a right pathway and right medium for it. And based on this, Brand India was launched last year. And last year there was one more development which we are going to happen this year. There is IFEX, that is International Pharmaceutical Exhibition Expo, which we are holding on April from 24th to 26th of April. So the concept of holding this exhibition was world over, India is recognized as a hub of medicine, or we call it pharmacy of medicines. Now, the purpose of doing this was that we want to get recognized that India can supply medicines right from Ayurvedic till allopathy. Usually, in any exhibition you go, India has been showcased as only the ground for supplying medicine, that is allopathy. But that is not so. If you see the figures which is available, even Ayurvedic and herbal is doing extremely well. So even the Department of Ayush, which is there, have consented to be with us, and we are very sure that we will be able to project India as a basket having all the possible dosage forms or all the medicines, that is allopathic, Ayurvedic as well as homeopathic, which is the key point of what India needs to be highlighted in. So this exhibition is going to focus on brand India and what India can offer. One more aspect of this exhibition is that we are calling 400 sponsored buyers from all over the world, which is usually exhibitions don't do this, but under the guidance and under the assistance from Ministry of Commerce, we are going to sponsor those 400 buyers from all over the world, whereby their to and fro as well as their staying is going to be sponsored by our council. And those 400 buyers who are going to come to visit India are going to meet our exhibitors. So it's going to be one-to-one meeting with all the buyers whom we are going to call. Usually what happens in the exhibition, when you go and someone is exhibiting, they wait for the customers to come and exchange cards. But here we are assuring the exhibitors, saying that we have 400 buyers, please do come, exhibit with us. We are sure from even from 400, if you are able to capitalize on 20% of the buyers, I think so. That is the biggest achievement our council will have.
This 25 billion that you have mentioned, that is for the chocolate expos.
Yeah.
Totally.
And Japan, do you have actually any target?
See, right now we don't have any target for Japan, but the main target is to break the shackles and to enter into Japan. And we know the day we enter into Japan, there will be, the target would be a very small word for us. So the main thing is we are working to bend their mindset. For that, in continuation to that Brand India campaign only, we have launched this show, which is India-specific show, in which no other country would be allowed to exhibit, and only Indian products, Indian strengths, and we'll be inviting buyers from Japan also, and from all over the world, so that they can come and see. Even we can plan for their. We are also inviting drug regulators to change that mindset. Around 80 to 90 drug regulators we are planning, so that they can come and change their mindset that India can do wonders. We will plan for their plant visits, so that they can know what kind of technologies on which India is working, what kind of quality systems we are following, so that we believe it is a continuous process. For 3 years we are going to work like this, and we believe that after 3 years we will stand on a platform and we will be boasting that yes, India has come to a level. And now, as you said that you have a target, then we don't have any target. The world has targets for India, but yet they have to put up facilities in India. They have to buy this much from India. That is our
The present issue is presentation of Indian farmers. Already industry has made inroads globally. How do we present it? And how we also give an opportunity to the fast growing small and medium. Farmexil has taken the lead. And after Farmexil has formed, several small and medium people also took advantage, and they have come into limelight. They made a very big presence in the international markets.
How many of your members are there?
Out of our 3,000 members, 2,500 to 2,400 to 2,500 are coming from small and medium. And our effort is that, and this particular IFEX is to showcase India. To showcase India, all the big pharma, whoever are there, fine. They are having there and they made their presence. But there are so many Dr. Reddy's and Ranbaxy's and Ciplas capable
in the making.
in India, in the making. For them, how to really get them exposed. Now we have stopped giving chance to foreign exhibitors, because it's a Government of India initiative. Not to give anything, why it's not for money making purpose or not to promote growth. It is promote to Indian farmer. Then also gives good confidence to the overseas people who are coming. Therefore, we are trying to see like Ranbaxy's, Ciplas and Mankind's or whoever are there. They are there, and also other Indian companies are there. And with the support of, under the incentive scheme of Commerce Ministry, throughout the globe, our focus to all the regions, focus regions like Africa, Latin America, CIS region, ASEAN region, and developed markets like US and Europe. We are going to invite them and show our capabilities.
were also mentioning about China.
No, actually there what our purpose, Government of India's focus is that the untapped, highly potential markets are Japan and China. And these are the special efforts being made. And as in the same way, government thinking is if you have to really bring India and give confidence to global pharma regulators, IFEX is the right one. First edition, government has focused as part of, as an extension of Brand India Pharma project, IFEX should come and IFEX should show to the world what is Indian pharma. And accordingly, as we see, there are some international expos happening in India, and cost-wise, the guidelines-wise, and the purpose, intention-wise, is to promote Indian pharma, particularly the upcoming Indian pharma. Give that focus to upcoming Indian pharma. And about 80 drug regulators from, again, all over the regions. We have chosen that from Africa, leading companies, from the CIS region, Latin America region, even MHRA from UK and USFDA, they are all coming. And the purpose is to take them to our facilities, show the Indian facilities, and interact with them and give them that confidence. And Indian pharma companies, exposure, particularly small and medium companies who do not have that type of direct opportunity to meet them, 400 to 500, these are hosted by us. And we are expecting much more, at least 500 to 1,000 other buyers who are also interested to come. And embassies are giving exceedingly good cooperation to us. And they are identifying the personnel and in touch with Indian embassies all over the globe. Pharmix has taken up. And this initiative, first edition, and our purpose of organizing this is to make it known to the entire country, place to place we are going. There was no need as such for this type of thing, but effort of the council, effort of our management, committee of administration is that let us go to each potential city, tell them and highlight these requirements, highlight this Indian pharma, and bring it to the notice of small and medium and big pharma people. As part of it, we are visiting some big pharma. Though they are our members, they are aware, but we also want to tell them that their active participation is required. We also want to tell the whole country that Indian potential, Indian pharma strengths, and the IFEX, which is the first edition of the government's initiative, and how global promotion of Indian pharma is taking place.
And China being an entirely different cup of tea, what would be the focus of your expansion plan?
No, they have a strong, they have themselves, because China is a main competitor to us globally, but they are strong in the bulk drugs, where we also depend on them to a major extent. But when it comes to formulation, it is not their strength and it is India's strength.
So how big is their market like for formulations?
Mostly today formulation they are taking care of their domestic markets, because that's a huge domestic market for themselves. And for international one, because of the technologies involved, and also fortunately India is better placed in documentation, in filing of SOPs, and we have been able to get the approvals in the speedest, fast way, and we have made our inroads. But of course, China is also coming through. Our confidence is with the support of Government of India, with the fast-growing Indian industry, we will be able to face that challenge from China, upcoming challenge from China, and we will make our presence and we will keep our leadership roles in generic formulations.
Are we exporting to China? How much will be that?
China at the moment, again, how much?
Only APIs.
Only APIs, 70%, 80% of exports are only APIs.
China is a country which is self-sufficient in formulations as well as APIs also. But India is also self-sufficient in many things, but still companies come, and so the major focus on China would be brand promotion to make the inroads. And when we do the brand promotion, because we cannot beat them in prices, so we cannot rely on generics. So the brand promotion is the main exercise. And the government is focusing a lot right now on China, and because China is the most populous country, which in itself makes it the biggest market. But with a strong formulation industry already present in China, it is also a difficult task. But we plan to take a delegation to China very soon, a diplomatic delegation accompanied with industrialists, maybe big companies, and then we can negotiate our terms and we can finalize and come down to a proposal and an agreement so that we can make some inroads in China. So these are special efforts which has been taken by Farmexcel with the support of Ministry of Commerce, and they say that wherever pharma industry can go, there is a saying that IT industry speaks 100 languages maybe. They are present in 100 countries. But Indian pharma speaks every language of the world, and they are present in each and every country of the world except Antarctica. But
maybe 200 countries we are exporting.
Maybe through our APIs, maybe through our formulations, whatever. And this show would especially make us more confident to enter into those markets, and to make this show more attractive. We have kept some buyer-seller meets on the sites, so that when the exhibitors are not able to meet them on their stores, they can go to those buyer-seller meets. Technical sessions are there in which industry captains of the industry would be speaking on technical issues, even the regulators would be speaking. And also we have a co-located show, Pharma Pro Pan, which will be the pharmaceutical machinery show, which will make it a one-stop shop for each and everything: Ayurveda, medical devices, nutraceuticals, medicines, then medical disposables, then pharma machinery. Each and everything would be available there, and that only India specific. So that makes it more interesting for people. Although other exhibitions which are already prevalent here, like CPHI, there China is the main exhibitor. People come to meet them. Indian companies are also there, but in this exhibition, only India shows would be there.
So in order to give more thrust to China, what Dr. Appaji, and as you have asked, we plan to call 8 to 12 regulators from there. So in order to understand during the IPEX, we plan to have conferences and seminars whereby they will be showcasing what are the procedures in order to register the product in their country. Usually what happens, there is a procedure by which you need to register a product in a particular country. So you cannot start exporting from tomorrow itself. So there is almost a procedure of 6 months to 1 year by which you need to put the dossiers. They might come for a plant visit. Once it is approved, then you can start exporting to that country. Now usually what happens is to the SMEs and sometimes even to the big pharma companies, these guidelines are not known, what exactly the documentations are required. No doubt the website might say, but it's in a different language. So our purpose of doing IFEX and during that having conferences is that they'll be coming up with their guidelines whereby we can educate our members that these are the procedures by which you need to enter the market. So this will be a stepping stone by which our members can enter those markets which have been or which have been identified by Ministry of Commerce as untapped.
China, the issue is that they are very close, very much close when others are entering to them, and they are dashing to occupy and to crash into other markets. One point what Government of India and Farmexcel identified and the industry has been telling is that like any other country, we have been so encouraging and so pro for accepting China's products or any other country products. And when we give them registrations and others in a time, say 6 months, as Bhavinji has said, that it takes anywhere between 3 to 5 years if other countries, including India, if we want to go enter into the Chinese market. Again, there are problems. Language is the main problem, and the scrutiny is the problem, and intentional expanding the timelines is another problem. But this has been understood by government, and government is trying to see how to handle it.
They want all the tests to be
and they have been trying to tell them, and the minister has taken into the notice of the minister, Chinese minister, And as he said, Bhaviji has said that a senior level bureaucrat headed industry delegation is also being planned, where these things can be sorted out mutually. That we are allowing yours and you also allow us. That is what
China wants to do the bioequivalent studies for import on Chinese population. So they are making it very difficult. I have been a part of the delegation to China. Very close.
I don't have the figure.
Japan
also very, very
Japan is better.
$25 billion is the overall.
25 billion is our target for
What is
export.
the
2014.
No, what is the
Current is March 2012. It is 13.2 billion. 13.2 billion for the financial year ended March 2012. And we feel that we are growing at 25% for this financial year.
March 2013?
2012. But the figure of 25 billion has been targeted for March 2014. But because of the global situation, ministry now feels, and we are also feeling the same, the target date is likely to be extended by 2 years.
That is
Maybe
By
2016
2016 we
16 would be able to
25 billion.
25 billion.
That is realistic.
But then you have been growing, no, at
25% of our rate we are now. CAGR 17-18%, and for last 2 years also it is 25%. This year also forecast is 25.
But despite the target has been reduced due to slowdown, you're saying that is the growth is not to the
No, means officially government has not revised the figure, but this is the thing. And in the latest meetings also we have requested government that keeping the global situation in mind, the targets and the periods.
Regarding the US thing, you are saying you are eyeing that sort of a market now with the Obama coming up. What is the share you are expecting?
US is contributing significantly as of now.
We have
US market growth.
$15.2 billion. If you see, we have almost US. We have captured the 27%.
Contribution of US is 27%.
27%.
Growth of exports to US is 33%.
But then what would have probably happened why are you extending it to 2 years? Like,
No,
what has gone
government
wrong
has
in
not
this?
done. I am just telling council's expectation. I am telling that what council feels is that it may take little time because of the global situation.
Global economy,
Global
not pharma industry of India.
The reason is
Earlier, this target of 25 billion was kept for which year? You had set it
2014.
You had set it in which year? So then
It was in 2010.
2010.
Depending on those years, those circumstances and others, they have kept like.
Ma'am,
But even then, this economic situation was not very good shape.
Ma'am, what is happening is now we as proceed further, more and more countries which are dependent on the aid from other countries, that aid is not coming.
aid is mostly coming from Europe.
US and Europe. So due to the currency issues and whatever issues they have domestically in their own countries, they are not releasing the aids for the developing countries, whereby our exports to Latin Africa, even if you see Africa, we have share of 17% and we are growing at a rate of 25%. So if these aids are not getting released, no doubt what Dr. Appaji is saying, that it might have a little bit of setback, not setback, but
It may get
that
delayed,
can be
like-
compensated by patents which are off patents which are happening of more than $14 billion in another 2 years time. So Indian industry is very well geared up in order to take that advantage. And if there is some little bit of setback in Africa or in the developing countries, I think so US and Europe should
They are
catch us
they are going
good
to
revenue.
compensate that
Yes.
loss.
And regarding the formulations, what's the share of India? Formulation, how much is the market share?
Value,
The data right
by
now.
volume wise, we are fourth in the world.
Formulation.
Yes, formulation.
What is
And
the
by value terms,
13th, 14th. Value wise. Value wise.
no, volume wise we are fourth.
Volume wise third and value wise 30.
But what is the share? What is the total formulations market across the globe?
It's a $950 billion dollar.
Formulations.
Yes.
Formulations. And
Because the reason is that we have to be really look from that angle. this value is built up for the branded products.
Our cost is so less. We are producing production wise third, but value wise 14th means we are enjoying only 3% of the global market in value. But volume wise we are at third. We are producing so much better. So India is the most economical.
How much it will be for combinations from India?
Chlorastin